A rainy night, an empty road outside Denver. A man in a pickup truck stops when he sees flickering police lights ahead. He steps out and freezes. A female officer, a black woman with natural hair plastered to her face by rain, lies motionless beside her crashed patrol car, blood everywhere. She whispers weakly, "Back up. They're not coming." He immediately rips off his jacket, cuts her seatbelt with a knife, and presses hard on the wound. As she starts to fade, he says calmly, his deep voice steady, "Stay with me. I've seen worse. You're not dying tonight." 1 hour later, hospital room. The police captain, a dark-skinned man with graying temples, stares at her perfectly stitched wound, hands trembling. Who the hell did this? That's military precision. Ethan Cross, 40 years old, single father. A tall black man with strong features and kind eyes. He wakes up at 5:30 every morning in a small house on the edge of town. The kind of place where neighbors wave but don't ask questions. In the kitchen, he packs lunch for his daughter Maria. She's 10, bright eyes, beautiful brown skin, always asks why he has scars on his hands. He never tells her the truth. The truth is complicated. Ethan Cross used to be someone else, a combat medic in special forces, the kind of soldier they sent when things went wrong in places that didn't exist on any map. He saved lives under fire, stitched wounds in the dark, kept men breathing when death was already reaching for them. But that was before the explosion that killed his wife, Rachel, during a routine traffic stop 5 years ago. Before he realized that the drug cartel operating in Redwood County was the same one he'd encountered overseas. Before he walked away from everything. Now he drives a delivery truck, hauls supplies to rural stores, lives quietly, raises Maria alone. On his wrist, he wears a black rubber bracelet. Faded letters carved into it. Never leave a fallen. It's 11 p.m. when Ethan finishes his last delivery run. Rain hammers the windshield. The road through the forest is empty, dark. Most people avoid this route at night. Ethan doesn't mind the silence. Then he sees it. Flashing lights, red and blue, barely visible through the rain. A patrol car overturned, smoke rising from the hood. Ethan slows down. Every instinct tells him to call 911 and keep driving. Don't get involved. You're not that person anymore. But he stops. He always stops. Ethan grabs a flashlight and steps into the rain. The wreckage is worse up close. The car flipped twice at least. Broken glass everywhere, the driver's door crushed. Inside, slumped against the steering wheel, is a young black woman, police uniform. Badge reflects his flashlight. Officer Dana Lee. She's 29. Been on the force 18 months. Tonight she was following a lead on the cartel, alone. Big mistake. Her eyes flutter open. Blood runs down her dark skin, her vest is torn, a deep laceration across her abdomen. She tries to speak, barely a whisper. Backup. Called them 20 minutes ago. Ethan checks her pulse. Weak, breathing shallow. She's losing blood fast. He pulls out his phone. No signal. The forest blocks everything. Dana grabs his arm, her grip surprisingly strong. If you run, they'll find you too. They're watching. Ethan looks at her. Really looks at her. He sees the fear, the pain, the resignation. He sees his wife. Not the same face, but the same uniform, the same situation. The same chances slipping away. He takes a breath and says, "Then I guess we both fight." Ethan runs back to his truck. In the back, hidden under a tarp, is an old medical kit. Military grade, he kept it. Don't know why. Maybe for this moment. He returns to the car. Dana's eyes are closing. "Hey, stay with me. What's your name?" "Dana." Okay, Dana. I'm Ethan. I'm going to get you out of here, but you need to stay awake. Talk to me. Tell me why you became a cop. She tries to smile through the pain. Wanted to make a difference. Good reason. Ethan assesses the damage. The wound needs immediate pressure. The car could explode any second. Gasoline smells thick in the air. He makes a decision. Time to be that person again. Ethan works fast. First, he cuts Dana's seatbelt with his tactical knife. The blade is old but sharp. Muscle memory takes over. His hands don't shake. Dana groans as he shifts her weight. The wound is worse than he thought. Deep puncture, possibly internal bleeding. This is going to hurt, he says. Everything already hurts. Fair point. From his medical kit, he pulls out hemostatic gauze, a trauma bandage, and surgical clamps. Tools he hasn't touched in years. They feel familiar in his hands. He packs the wound. Dana screams. He doesn't stop. Can't stop. If he stops, she dies. Talk to me, Dana. Who did this to you? Through gritted teeth. Was following a suspect. Cartel. Possible connection. They ran me off the road. Ethan's jaw tightens. The cartel. Always the cartel. How many? 2 vehicles, maybe 6 men. They left me here. They think you're already dead. Let's keep it that way. He wraps the trauma bandage tight. Field dressing. Not pretty, but effective. The bleeding slows. Dana's breathing stabilizes slightly. But they're not safe yet. The gas smell is stronger now. The car is leaking fuel. One spark, and they're both gone. Can you move? Ethan asks. I don't know. You're going to have to try. On 3. 1, 2, 3. He lifts her. She's light. Too light. The adrenaline helps. He carries her away from the wreck. 20 feet, 30, 50. Behind them, the patrol car's engine sparks. Get down! Ethan throws himself over Dana as the car explodes. The fireball lights up the forest. Heat washes over them. Metal shrapnel whistles overhead. For a moment, everything is fire and noise. Then silence. Just the rain, the crackling flames. Dana looks up at Ethan, his dark face lit by the burning wreckage. You're insane. I get that a lot. He checks her wound again. Still holding. Good. He pulls out his phone. Still no signal. They're too deep in the forest. We need to get you to the road. Ambulance won't find us here. I can't walk. I know. I'll carry you. Ethan lifts her again. Fireman's carry. She's dead weight now. Shock setting in. He needs to move fast. The road is half a mile away. Uphill, in the rain, with a dying woman on his shoulders. Ethan has done worse. He starts walking. Every step is agony. Not for him, for her. Each movement jostles the wound. Dana winces, but doesn't complain. Tell me about your daughter, she says weakly. What? Your jacket has a drawing in the pocket. From Maria. Ethan almost smiles. Of course she noticed. Even half dead, still a cop. She's 10. Smart. Too smart. Keeps asking why I won't teach her how to stitch. Why won't you? Because I don't want her to need that skill. Dana goes quiet for a moment. Then, your wife. Was she a cop? Ethan's step falters, just for a second. How did you know? The way you looked at me, like you've seen this before. She was. Died 5 years ago. Same kind of setup. Cartel ambush. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry. Just stay alive. That's all I ask. They reach the road. Ethan lays Dana down gently. He flags down a passing truck. The driver, an older black man, takes one look and calls 911. 15 minutes later, sirens. Flashing lights, an ambulance, and 3 police cars. Paramedics rush to Dana. They cut open her uniform, see the wound, see the field dressing. One of them, a veteran EMT named Santos, a Latino man with graying hair, stares at the stitching. Who did this? The other paramedic shakes his head. This is military-grade trauma care. Whoever did this saved her life. She'd have bled out in 10 minutes without it. Police officers surround Ethan. Questions fly. What's your name? Ethan Cross. Did you see who did this? No, I just found her. You a doctor? No. Then how the hell did you... I used to be a medic, long time ago. The police captain arrives. Captain Raymond Holt, 60 years old, a distinguished black man with silver hair and commanding presence, 30-year veteran. He looks at Dana being loaded into the ambulance, then at Ethan, then at the exploded patrol car in the distance. You carried her half a mile? More or less. Through a potential crime scene? She was dying. Didn't have time to worry about evidence. Captain Holt studies Ethan, really studies him. Sees the old scars, the calm demeanor, the way he stands like someone who's been in combat. What's your full name? Ethan Cross. You military? Ethan hesitates. Was. Not anymore. What branch? Does it matter? It does to me. Ethan meets his eyes. Special Forces, combat medic, honorably discharged 5 years ago. Captain Holt nods slowly, like pieces are clicking together. We're going to need a statement tomorrow. Right now, I need to get home to my daughter. Ethan turns to leave. Captain Holt calls after him. Mr. Cross, thank you. You saved one of ours tonight. Ethan pauses, doesn't turn around. Just did what anyone should do. He walks to his truck. As he opens the door, he notices something. On his wrist, the bracelet is gone. Must have fallen off during the rescue. He looks back at the ambulance. Dana is being loaded inside. She's conscious, looking at him. Their eyes meet across the distance. She raises one hand weakly. Wrapped around her wrist is his black bracelet. Never leave a fallen. Ethan nods once, then drives away into the night. 3 days later, Dana Lee wakes up in Redwood Memorial Hospital. White walls, beeping machines, pain medication coursing through her veins. Captain Holt sits beside her bed, his face serious. How are you feeling? Dana tries to sit up, winces. Like I got hit by a truck. What happened to the case? Forget the case. Tell me about the man who saved you. Dana closes her eyes, remembering. Tall, maybe 6'2". Black man, dark skin, strong features. 40s. Calm under pressure. Really calm. Like he'd done it 1,000 times. What did he say to you? That I wasn't dying tonight. That he'd seen worse. She pauses. Captain, whoever he was, he knew exactly what he was doing. Military trauma care. Perfect field stitching. He carried me half a mile through the rain. Captain Holt pulls out a tablet, shows her a photo. Is this him? Dana stares at the screen. Ethan Cross, driver's license photo. Strong black face, serious eyes. Yes, that's him. Who is he? That's what we're trying to figure out. The investigation moves fast. Detective Alicia Torres, a sharp black woman in her 30s with natural hair pulled back in a tight bun, traces the truck registration, finds Ethan's address. Small house, quiet neighborhood. Nothing suspicious. She runs his background. What she finds makes her call Captain Holt immediately. Captain, you need to see this. They gather in the conference room. Ethan's military record displays on the screen. Most of it is redacted. Black bars everywhere. Classified missions. But some details remain. Ethan Cross, Special Forces combat medic. Deployed 7 times to classified locations. Silver Star recipient. Expert in tactical medicine and emergency trauma care. honorably discharged 5 years ago after his wife was killed. Captain Holt reads the name of Ethan's deceased wife. Rachel Cross, patrol officer, killed during a drug interdiction that went wrong. Detective Torres pulls up the case file. The suspects were never caught, but intelligence suggested cartel involvement. The same cartel operating in Redwood County right now. Jesus, Captain Holt whispers. He's been hunting them. Or avoiding them, Torres counters. He left the service, became a civilian. If he wanted revenge, he would have taken it by now. Maybe he's waiting for the right moment. 2 detectives drive to Ethan's house. Morning, 8 a.m. Ethan is in the kitchen making pancakes. Maria, a beautiful black girl with her hair in 2 puffs, sits at the table doing homework. Normal. Peaceful. The doorbell rings. Ethan knows who it is before he opens the door. He saw the unmarked car pull up. Mr. Cross? That's me. I'm Detective Torres. This is Detective Kim. A Korean-American man with glasses nods. We'd like to ask you some questions about the incident 3 nights ago. I already gave a statement. We have some follow-up questions. May we come in? Ethan glances back at Maria. She's watching, curious. Give me a minute. He walks back to the kitchen, kneels beside Maria. Honey, I need to talk to these people. Can you go to your room and finish your homework? Am I in trouble? No, I am, a little. But it's okay. Maria looks worried. Ethan kisses her forehead. Everything's fine, I promise. She leaves. Ethan lets the detectives inside. They sit in the living room. Small space, modest furniture. But Detective Torres notices something on the wall. A shadow box. Inside, medals and ribbons. Purple heart, bronze star, and in the center, a silver star. She points. That's quite a collection. Ethan doesn't look. Old life. Detective Kim opens his notebook. Mr. Cross, we've reviewed your military record. You were Special Forces combat medic, expert in trauma care. That's not a question. Why didn't you mention that when we asked how you saved Officer Lee? You asked if I was a doctor. I said no. You asked if I was a medic. I said I used to be. Answered honestly. You were being evasive. I was being private. There's a difference. Captain Holt enters the house. The detectives didn't expect him. He must have been waiting outside. Mr. Cross, we need to talk. About what? About why a decorated Special Forces medic is driving a delivery truck in the middle of nowhere. Ethan stands. Is that illegal? No, but it's interesting. Especially when that same medic saves a police officer investigating the same cartel that killed his wife 5 years ago. The room goes silent. Ethan's expression doesn't change, but his hands tighten slightly. I don't know what you're implying. Captain Holt steps closer. I'm not implying anything. I'm stating facts. Your wife, Rachel, was killed by cartel members during a traffic stop. The case went cold. You left the military immediately after, moved here, stayed quiet. And now you save an officer investigating that same organization. Coincidence? I don't believe in coincidences. Ethan's voice drops. What do you want from me? Captain Holt pulls out a chair, sits down. Officer Lee is alive because of you. But she's still in danger. The cartel knows she survived. They'll come for her again. Then protect her. That's your job. We're trying, but we're outgunned. These people have military-grade weapons, tactical training. They know how we operate. We need someone who thinks like they do. Ethan shakes his head. No. We need a tactical consultant, someone who understands combat medicine, ambush tactics, counterinsurgency. I said no. Why? Ethan points toward the hallway where Maria disappeared. Because I have a daughter who needs a father, not a corpse. Detective Torres speaks softly. Mr. Cross, if we don't stop them, how many more officers die? How many more wives lose their husbands? How many more daughters lose their fathers? Ethan looks at her, then at the medals on the wall. He thinks about Dana Lee. Young, brave, bleeding out in the rain. He thinks about his wife. Same uniform, same commitment, same fate. He thinks about Maria. What would she want him to do? The answer comes to him clearly. She'd want him to make sure no other kid loses their parent the way she lost her mother. Ethan takes a breath. I'll consult. Nothing more. I don't go into the field. I don't carry a weapon. I analyze tactics and teach your people how to stay alive. That's it. Captain Holt extends his hand. Deal. They shake. Detective Torres smiles. When can you start? Tomorrow. But we do this my way. I train your officers in tactical combat medicine. I review your operational plans. And if I say something's too dangerous, you listen. Agreed. Ethan walks them to the door. As they leave, Captain Holt turns. One more thing. Officer Lee asked me to give you this. He hands Ethan a small box. Inside is the black bracelet, cleaned, polished, and a note in shaky handwriting. Never leave a fallen. Thank you for not leaving me. Dana L. Ethan stares at it for a long moment. Then he puts it back on his wrist where it belongs. 2 weeks later, Ethan stands in the police training room. 15 officers watch him. All black and brown faces, young and determined. Dana Lee sits in front, still healing but determined. Captain Holt introduces. This is Ethan Cross, former Special Forces medic. He'll teach you how to survive. Ethan steps forward. The first 60 seconds in a crisis determine if you live or die. I'm here to make sure you live. 3 hours of training. Tourniquets, wound packing, pressure points. Ethan corrects their technique. Professional, patient. After class, Dana approaches. Thank you for everything. How's recovery? Slow but steady. She pauses. Captain told me about your wife. Did he? I'm sorry. You couldn't have known. Is that why you saved me? Ethan thinks. I saved you because it was right. But yes, I saw her in you. Same uniform, same courage. Dana's eyes water. We're closing in on the cartel, raiding their warehouse in 3 days. Captain wants you there, as tactical consultant. Ethan hesitates. I don't go into the field. Just observe. Your judgment could save lives. He thinks of the young officers, good people, inexperienced. Fine. But I stay in the command vehicle. Deal. 3 days later. Dawn. 20 officers surround a warehouse. Ethan sits with Captain Holt in the mobile command center. Radio chattering everywhere. Team 1 in position. Team 2 ready. Team 3 holding. Holt looks at Ethan. Advice? Ethan studies the screen. Rear exit, probably rigged to explode. Keep Team 3 back. That's where they'll run. How do you know? Because it's what I'd do. The raid begins. Flashbangs, shouting, chaos. Inside, 6 cartel members are surrounded, outgunned. Their leader, Rafael Cortez, a Latino man with cold eyes and a scar across his face, runs for the back door, just as Ethan predicted. Team 3 waits. Freeze! Police! Cortez pulls out a detonator, smiles. Come closer and we all die. Dana's voice on radio. Captain, he has explosives. Ethan grabs the mic. Dana, see a wire from the detonator? Yes, red wire. Where does it connect? Pressure switch on the door frame. Ethan's training kicks in. Don't let him touch that door. Building will blow. Take the shot. Silence. Then Dana, steady. Copy. One shot. Clean. Cortez drops. Detonator falls harmlessly. Target down. Building secure. Officers emerge. All suspects arrested. 0 casualties. Holt exhales. Too close. Ethan nods. Always is. Later, at the debriefing, everyone's exhausted but alive. Captain Holt addresses the room. We took down a major cartel operation tonight. No officers killed or injured. That's because of preparation, training, and one man who refused to let us go in blind. He looks at Ethan. Ethan Cross reminded us why we wear this badge: to protect, to serve, to never leave a fallen. Applause fills the room. Officers who doubted him now stand and salute. Respect earned. Dana approaches with something in her hands. Ethan, Silver Star Medal. This belongs at the station, so everyone remembers what real courage looks like. Ethan tries to refuse. I didn't do this for recognition. Dana smiles. I know. That's exactly why you deserve it. She pins it to the wall of honor, right next to fallen officers. Ethan stares at it. His old life and new purpose finally connected. Captain Holt shakes his hand. You saved my officer, then you saved my team. We owe you everything. Ethan looks around the room. Young faces, grateful faces, alive faces. You don't owe me anything. Just promise me one thing. What's that? Go home safe to your families, every single night. Holt nods. That's a promise. As Ethan leaves the station, officers line up, a corridor of respect. Each one nods as he passes. Dana walks him out. You changed everything here. You know that, right? Ethan looks back at the station. Lights on. Officers inside. Safe. No. I just reminded them what they already knew. He gets in his truck and drives home. To Maria. To peace. To purpose. The hero who never wanted to be one. 1 year later, Ethan stands in front of a small classroom. 20 civilians sit before him. Nurses, teachers, truck drivers, regular people who want to learn emergency medical care. The sign above the door reads, Cross First Response Training, because everyone should know how to save a life. Maria, now 13, sits in the back row, watching her father teach. Pride in her eyes, her natural hair pulled back in a ponytail. Ethan demonstrates CPR on a dummy. Most people freeze in emergencies. That's normal. But if you know what to do, you can override that fear. Muscle memory takes over. A student, a young black woman, raises her hand. What if we make a mistake? Ethan smiles. Then you make a mistake. But doing something is always better than doing nothing. I've made plenty of mistakes. People still lived. After class, Dana enters. She's not in uniform. Civilian clothes. She graduated to detective last month. Hey, stranger. Ethan looks up. Detective Lee, congratulations on the promotion. Thanks. Couldn't have done it without you. They walk outside. The sun is setting, golden light across the parking lot. Dana hands him a folder. Thought you'd want to see this. We closed your wife's case. DNA evidence finally came through. 3 arrests, all connected to the cartel. Ethan opens the folder, sees the mugshots. The men who killed Rachel. He feels nothing. No anger, no satisfaction. Just closure. Thank you. It doesn't bring her back. No. But it means she didn't die for nothing. They stand in comfortable silence. Then Dana asks, You ever think about coming back full-time? Consulting with the department? Ethan shakes his head. This is where I belong. Teaching civilians, giving them skills they hopefully never need. quieter, simpler. Less dangerous? That too. Maria walks out, sees Dana, waves. Hi, Dana. Hey, kiddo. Your dad teaching you all his secrets? Some. He won't teach me the really cool stuff until I'm older. Ethan ruffles her hair. Because the really cool stuff is also the really scary stuff. They watch Maria get in the truck. Dana turns to Ethan. You know what I realized? You never stop being a soldier. You just change your mission. Ethan considers this. Maybe. Or maybe I finally figured out what I was fighting for all along. What's that? Not glory, not revenge. Just making sure good people get to go home to their families. Dana nods. Understands. She hugs him briefly. The world needs more people like you. The world needs more people like everyone. We all have something to give. She leaves. Ethan walks to his truck. Maria is playing music, singing off key. He climbs in, starts the engine. On the dashboard, his black bracelet hangs from the mirror. The words visible. Never leave a fallen. He doesn't wear it anymore. Doesn't need to. Because he's not leaving anyone behind. Not anymore. Not ever. He drives home as the sun sets, his daughter beside him, his purpose clear. A former soldier. A single father. A teacher. A man who stopped at an accident and changed everything. Subscribe if you believe courage doesn't retire.